Hi everyone, it's your boy Zach, and got frustrated. Oh my gosh! So I just finished season 2, episode 10 of Star Trek Discovery, and first of all, it took me like freaking hours, and technical difficulty. So I usually watch almost everything on my phone, even if I'm right next to my tablet, because I've got a tablet. It's a Surface Pro. I like it a lot, but it's kind of trash to watch videos on. It buffers like crazy. Not like crazy, but it's not smooth. Like things are always just slightly lagging and then and catching up. Um, I just watch it on my phone. Except for this episode was so quiet. I could barely understand what anyone was saying. Even with closed captioning, I ended up just looking at the closed captioning the whole time because I couldn't look at people's faces because I could never understand. So then I went onto my tablet and it was also too quiet. I had to turn off the AC. I had to stop all sounds in the house just to hear it, and it was okay. But then I Googled it, and I guess Amazon Prime Video has like a recurring issue for years about some things being really quiet. I swear, I just watched a season 1 episode right before earlier today, and it was just fine. So it's very, very frustrating. The other thing that was frustrating is I'm bebopping in between season 1 and season 2. Season 1 had a huge budget for everything. It was like a big budget movie every episode. And then you go to this one, and it's basically has the budget of a episode of The Expanse. Although, not really. So what they did is they saved all their effects for like the last 10 minutes. So this is the episode where we find out who the Red Angel is. And luckily, it is not the most obvious thing, which they do. Okay, spoilers, obviously, which they do a little fake. They're like, the Red Angel is you, Michael. And then everyone has like an face. But my face is like, really? Because I was like, really? The most obvious person, you're going to make her. My most recent theory was it was going to be Ariam's body with someone else controlling it, but it turns out, spoilers, it's Michael Burnham's mom. So we get some good. Well, actually, I really didn't like the beginning. The beginning was like very very soap opery, with no real action. Like I did in the earlier video, season 1, it's just like a superhero movie, like every single episode. Where this one, there was just there were a lot of teary eyes. There was a lot of talking in hallways and flat shots. It was really cheap for like the first 40 minutes. It was also kind of dumb. Like it starts, and most of these episodes kind of start slowly with a voiceover by Michael Burnham. But this one was the first 5 or 6 minutes were dedicated to a funeral and memorial for Ariam, who died last episode. But I can't emphasize how small of a character Ariam has been in the series until the last episode, where she got to be in like half of it. So giving 5 minutes of the next episode to her funeral, and everyone's like she taught me how to love. Like all this cheesy stuff. It's like, you guys barely interacted with her. She's barely spoke for 2 seasons. It's like, no. Also, you should just be like moving on to the next thing. So anyway, they have a plan. They figure out more about the Red Angel and the Control, which is a AI that became self-aware. And it's kind of complicated. And like I said, I could barely hear the first half of the episode. So I think they said something that the Red Angel travels backward, but then the AI transmits through the wormhole? Something. Basically, the Red Angel has a time travel suit that opens a wormhole, but has to stay open so she can get snapped back. So, something with Control. If you guys can explain it, it was very, very frustrating watching this episode. It's like you have to like go into a freaking isolation pod to freaking hear the dialogue. And it wasn't even that great of an episode until the end. So they come up with a plan to trap the Red Angel, because I guess if the Red Angel keeps traveling, the AI Control is going to keep being able to infect systems. and it's going to cause the end of all life in the whole universe. Just like with season one with the Ash Tyler Vogue storyline, it's okay to good when you it's okay to good when you watch it and you're drawn in, but then when you describe it afterwards, it just sounds terrible. So one of the things I was glad about was they kind of rekindled the Ash Tyler Michael Burnham relationship, which I didn't really know about because I didn't know about season one, but now I'm watching it and I'm getting caught up and it's pretty good. And then when he was reintroduced in season two, she was just kind of like, hey, hey. And then nothing really happened. So what happens is they, in a very, very elaborate way, they figure, oh, I got to talk about Georgiou. Oh my gosh. Georgiou is so freaking painful. It's, ah! So I'm blanking on the actress's name. I've seen her in things before over the last decades, and she's always been fine. But Georgiou is so bad. I get the feeling Georgiou is like a writer's room favorite. Like they just think she's a little devil, and they just like her so much. So they give her these lines that are like overly written cutesy pie lines that you would have seen in like Ally McBeal or the Gilmore Girls. It's always like, yeah, got him, but like I guess because she's from the the mirror universe, so she gets to be catty all the time. But like, first of all, most of the roasts are like really long, and then there's I don't know, like everything just stops when Georgiou comes in. She doesn't match. Like she's in section 31, which section 31 I was laughing like they like dress like in SM, like I don't know, like the street version of S&M gear. Like the guy will have like a leather shirt. Like what? And then one time they showed this technician and she had like a sleeveless outfit on. I was like, are you guys going out afterwards? Like what's going? Does like your section 31 spaceship double as a nightclub? What's going on? So Georgiou is just so bad, and it feels like the actress, she reads everything in this kind of monotone, and with always like the same smirk on her face. Like it's I've seen her be good in many other things, and she's terrible in this role. And it's just like she dresses like a supervillain on a Enterprise or Starfleet ship, and everyone's like, "Why are you dressed like a villain? Like you might as well just give her a cape." And her lines are just so dumb. She's like, she's talking to Stamets. She's like, "I think you're more intelligent than my Stamets, but much more neurotic." And then she starts hitting on Stamets and Culber, who are both super gay. And it's just weird because it's a woman hitting on two obviously gay men who are very openly and proudly gay. And everyone's just like, what's going on? She's like, in my universe, you're pansexual. It's like, well, you know how mirror universes work. There's different like it's just it felt very writer's room. Like, ooh, we got a cute little idea. Let's have her start hitting on Stamets and Culber, and it's just like it's so weird. And then just her motivations are weird. Like the whole thing about the mirror universe. And I just watched the episode where Lorca prepares him. He's like, this is like hell. Everyone's out for themselves all the time. There's no loyalty. There's no trust. There's no honor. Like, and now she's being like a little catty little, I don't know, like fairy godmother or something like that. Like at one point she seems like she's gonna like cry. She's like, let her out of the chamber. And it's like, what? You're from the mirror universe where people just laugh when other people die and like they plot murders all the time. But anyway, so they have a plan to catch the Red Angel, and then, but to do it, Burnham has to die, which is there. Let's just admit that in Discovery, Starfleet has no regulations. Like everyone makes fun of the J.J. Abrams movie where you get to be a captain in 3 years and nobody obeys orders, and you can get marooned and then you're a captain again like 20 minutes later. But like nobody, people, Section 31 does whatever they want. People order, allow their soldiers to be like. And the funny is, like 2 or 3 episodes ago, Ash Tyler and Culber got in a fist fight in the mess hall, and then Pike said to Saru, he's like, okay, I understand why you do that, but don't let that happen anymore. This is a professional environment. And then they have a plan where they're like, so Michael Burnham's gonna asphyxiate and die. And he's like, well, he like looks a little troubled, but he's like, okay. It's like, but there are some big stakes, and also this is a Star Trek universe. I don't believe that someone just because someone flatlined that they can't be brought back completely healthy like 1 minute later. Like you're fine. You're not gonna have brain death or anything like that. So there's some really good interactions with Spock. This Spock is just great, and its interactions with Michael Burnham are really good. So the thing I got really frustrated with the sound issues, and then just how cheap the like most of the episode was, and of course Georgiou, I just hate her so much. She's so annoying. But then they get to the scene, and I mean, it pretty much goes as expected, with just the surprise of. But it's very, very intense and dramatic. And at one point, just everyone just wants to quit on it, and Spock pulls out a phaser and he basically forces them to go through with it. The Red Angel comes, it rescues Michael, and then we find out, and it gets captured. And it's cool because it literally falls out of its suit. It like falls out of phase, or the passenger falls out of phase, or pilot, whatever. And it's Michael Burnham's mother. We find out that Michael Burnham's mother and father were actually doing research for Section 31 when they were killed by... Have they said who killed them? I swear in the first episode they said Klingons did it, but then all the other ones I see Vulcan logic extremists, so whatever. And this one seemed to imply it was Klingons again. So who... Is this just like bad writing, or are they being mysterious about it? So they capture the Red Angel, and how does it end? Oh, she's just surprised because it's her mom. She says, "Mom." Oh, I gotta say, Sonequa Martin Green, I think that's her name. She did some really good acting. There's like this episode more than any in season 2 has relied entirely on her, and she's fantastic. Oh my gosh. I forgot about Saru singing. Oh, that was so... I was actually glad I couldn't hear. So they're giving this really treacly remembrance for a character who's barely spoken in the whole series. And then Saru ends it by singing. And I don't know if it's the actor, Doug Jones, actually singing, but the Saru makeup is pretty good. It's pretty good, although it looks like it's got to be horrible to be inside that. I mean, that does not look like it breathes at all. Doug Jones must be like in between takes. He must be like panting like a dog to like regulate his body temperature. Although I guess it's just on his face. The rest of it is just clothes. So I guess his temperature's very, very uncomfortable. But he starts singing, and you just realize that he can't open his mouth that much in the mask. And it's so embarrassing. So overall, it was good. Although I was bummed. It was like there's barely any Pike. Pike is really good, and he's only got a couple more episodes, so I was like, I was hoping for more of Pike. But it was good. It was good. I liked it. It finished very, very strong and very intense, and it was kind of frustrating for multiple different reasons. I gotta say, just stop with the Georgiou. I know one time they were talking about, there might be a spinoff with Georgiou. Okay, I don't see any fan demand at all for it. But I think, in the writer's room, and they're like, or maybe Georgiou is like a favorite of one of the producers. So everyone's like, oh my gosh, we love her so much. She's so great. No, stop. Stop dressing her like a supervillain. Write for the actress. The actress is not good at these 3-sentence long Ally McBeal Gilmore Girl roasts. Stop having her smirking all the time. Stop having her act like a supervillain. The other people in the Mirror Universe, they were very calculating and they were evil, but they didn't act like supervillains. It was normal for them to act like that, so they just kind of acted normal for that world. But she's like, if she had a mustache, she would be twirling it. Like, it's ridiculous. But overall, I'm actually, I like season 2, but I like season 1 a lot more. And it's just looking like the AI became aware and wants to kill everything. That's not that interesting. We now know who the Red Angel is, and we know that Spock didn't murder anyone, and we know he's not insane. So you guys got like 5 more episodes, and I don't see enough storyline for that. Unless it's that the Michael, something that Michael Burnham has to kill her own mother because she's controlled by the AI or blah, whatever, something. I don't know. It feels like this thing should be wrapping up in like 2 or 3 episodes. I don't know what you're going to do with 5. But anyway, tell me what you think about this video. Tell me if you can clarify any of the things I didn't understand related to the control AI and the wormhole and the Red Angel and Michael Burnham's mom and all that type of stuff. I got to say, Hugh Culber is, I don't. He's becoming one of my favorite characters. He's very unique. There's a, they're working out the stuff with him and Stamets. I like basically this entire cast except for Georgiou. So thanks for watching, and I'll probably do another episode, another season 1. I'm really into it. I'm semi binging it, so I think I'm just gonna get through the final 5 episodes of season 1 in the next week before season 2, episode 11 comes out. Thanks for watching. Bye.